Hi, my name is Jill Buck. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm a child therapist who specializes in seeing kids and teens and adults who have gone through trauma. So I've actually worked with a lot of victims of sexual abuse and physical abuse and other things. But it's really been on my heart lately to share with you all about how to talk to your kids about their private parts, about body safety and sexual abuse, because we've had some things come out in our community, and this has been happening for a long time, but I think it's just a great opportunity to tell you guys how to do this. So I know you can read everything that you can about how to talk to your kids about this, but I actually want to show you. I'm a mom and I have a 3-year-old and almost 1-year-old, and I'm actually going to record later talking to my 3-year-old about her private parts and just how easy that conversation is between us, because I've been doing this with them since they were infants. I would say to them when I was changing their diaper, I'm going to wipe here on your vulva, and I'm going to wipe your vagina, now your bottom. Now remember, these are private parts, and nobody should be touching you here, taking pictures here, and if they do, and it makes you need to tell somebody. If they touch you, you need to tell somebody. Only if they're changing your diaper is that okay? Those kinds of conversations, and I've had those many times with both of my girls. So I just want to show you how easy it is for me. I've been doing this for a while, but how it's not that complicated to talk to your kids about these things, and it's a conversation that's going to ultimately lead to some good things. So I want to give you 3 reasons why I think you should talk to your kids about their body, about their private parts, and why it's important. So first, it empowers your children. We can't be with our kids 24/7. At some point, we will have to let them be with someone else that we have to trust, and that's really hard as a parent sometimes, but we need to empower them to know their body and to listen to their gut or that inner siren, that if something's not right or if they feel uncomfortable, that it's okay to tell someone. If you think back to being a kid, you might remember a time when you just froze because you weren't sure. You were supposed to trust adults. We're all taught to trust adults. So if something happens, you may have frozen and not known what to do and then never told anybody about it. So how empowering is it if you teach your kids from a very young age that from birth, I'm going to argue, that it's not okay for people to touch your private parts or those kinds of things, that they will tell someone because they know that, hey, I think my mom or my dad said that that's not supposed to happen, or I feel uncomfortable, I need to tell somebody. Even if it's not related to private parts, if they feel uncomfortable at a friend's house, you need to know that and know why. So I think it's so important to open that communication very early. The second reason, if you don't talk to your kids about private parts or body boundaries or sex, depending on the ages of your kids, someone else will. It'll be other children, it will be the internet, or every parent's worst nightmare, it will be an abuser who starts that grooming process just by blurring boundaries here and there. That's how the grooming process usually starts, is it's just blurred boundaries, and then it gets worse and more aggressive as time goes on. If your kids know better, my third reason, if your kids know that that's not okay, when those boundaries start to be blurred, your child will say, this isn't okay, or it's okay to say no, or I got to talk to my parents about this, or my grandma, or whoever, to let you know early on. And you know what? If your child knows to tell, the abusers aren't going to be attracted to that child, or they're not going to want to continue to abuse a child because they don't like kids that talk. I've seen this over and over again working with victims, is if a child starts to not be okay with the abuse, then it tends to not happen anymore. In most situations, if that child can get away from that person, it doesn't happen anymore because the child can talk and knows better. And I've just learned recently, and I know this is true with the children that I see, are getting progressively younger because they can't talk. So abusers are intentionally targeting children who are younger who cannot talk. And I think that if you start when they're tiny, infants, and start telling them about these things, then it will be better for them in the long run because they can tell you, or you can even sense about them that something is not okay. So again, your child could be less of a target if you're willing to talk to them about these things. Please remember that your minor discomfort in saying words like penis and vagina to your child far outweighs their ability to be empowered. If they know that certain things are not okay, if they know that private parts are not for looking at or touching or any of those things, being photographed, then they will talk to you. They're more likely to talk to someone about it if that were to happen to them. With every victim that I've seen, no parent has come to me and said, when they were born, I thought my kid's going to be sexually abused. I really thought that from the get-go. No parent wants to have to deal with this. Absolutely, nobody does. And everyone is surprised when it does, because we don't want this to happen to our kids. Nobody wants that. So please, please, please take this opportunity to talk to your kids about their private parts, about body safety. It doesn't have to be a super in-depth thing. You don't have to sit down with books and say, this is how this works. It can be a very casual conversation, which I'm going to show you with my 3-year-old. Hopefully she cooperates well enough, but I just wanted to let you guys know that this isn't something that's super complicated. But I feel like I have to share it because I'm so passionate about preventing sexual abuse, because I've seen the other side of it, and I don't want any child anywhere to have to deal with this. It's not okay. It's getting me kind of choked up, because we know in America that child sexual abuse is happening at epidemic rates, and I'm done. We're done. We need to be done with this. We need to empower our kids to be able to talk about these things. So again, I thank you for watching for just this little intro, and then I'm going to talk to my 3-year-old and then show you how simple this conversation can be. I'm going to post resources with this video so that you know where to look for if your kids are of different ages. If you have specific questions, feel free to private message me, and I will talk to you about how to talk to older kids or younger kids about this kind of thing, about private parts, about sexual abuse, and even about sex if you have older children. I believe my policy with my kids is I'm going to tell them the truth. I'm going to be honest with them, but I'm going to give them the least amount of truth that they need for their age, because they can't process it all. So my 3-year-old can't process all these complicated issues, but I'm going to give her the small amount of truth that she can just know and go with. And you know what? She knows her private parts. She knows different things about body parts. She knows how breastfeeding works, those kinds of things. And we've had very, very few, I can't even think of one, embarrassing moments where she's said something out in public. And you know what? I'd rather her tell me, like, my bottom is, she does say, my bottom is upset, my bottom is itching. So those kinds of things, she'll say that. But to me, I'd rather her be able to tell me that, just like she could say, my ear hurts, my ear hurts. To me, that's no different. It's a body part, and we need to fix whatever's going on there. So again, your discomfort in talking to your kids about these things far outweighs them being protected. So I would so much rather you think, yes, this might be weird and uncomfortable for me, but the more that you do it, the more that you talk to them about this, the better off they're going to be and the safer that they're going to be. So sorry for my little rant. Here we go. I'm going to show you now the video of me talking to my 3-year-old. Thank you guys. Okay, so how old are you?
3.
You're 3 years old, right? So
Yeah.
Sometimes we do this in the bathtub, don't we? Tell me what this is.
Nose.
Tell me what this is. What's this part of your body?
Elbow.
Okay, what's this part of your body?
Legs.
What?
Knees.
Knees, that's right. What's this part of your belly? Your body. I said it. What's this part of your body?
Belly.
Yeah, what's this part?
Chest.
What are these?
Fingers.
Okay. What is this back here?
Back.
What's down below?
Bottom.
Yeah. What's over here? What's that called?
Chest.
Way down here. Remember your vulva?
Vulva.
Yeah. And let's see, what is this down here?
Toesies.
Yep. What's this one called? Do you know? Your big toe?
Big toe.
Yep. Do you know what these are called?
Legs.
Yeah, your legs, your ankles, right?
Ankles.
Okay, so what parts of your body are private parts? Where do you wear your swimsuit? Yep. What's that called?
Chest.
Yep. And then what other private parts? Yeah, what's that called? Yes, you do. What's that called? Vulva?
I don't know.
It's called a vulva, right?
Yeah.
And then what's another private part?
I'm sitting down with you.
You're doing fine. What's another private part?
I sit down.
Okay. Chest, vulva, and what other private parts? Any more?
I don't got any more private parts.
You got
I have
a
to
couple
say.
more. Your bottom's a private part, right?
Yeah.
So that's another private part. And then you know your mouth is also a private part?
Yeah.
You don't let other people touch your mouth or be in your mouth or things like that? Yeah. Do you know it's not okay for anybody to touch your private parts or take pictures of your private parts? Anything like that? So if somebody starts to take pictures of your private parts or touch you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, you say no. Right?
Yeah.
And you can say stop, don't. Let's practice saying no.
No.
It's not okay to touch private parts.
It's not okay to touch private parts.
Right. That's a body safety rule. Did you know that it's a body safety rule? Right. So there are also things called secrets and surprises. Did you know that? What's a good surprise?
Uh,
Like, do you remember when we bought something for your little sister for Christmas?
Like giving a new blanket to someone.
Yeah, remember we kept it a secret? We didn't tell her that we got her a gift.
And Hazel gave me a gift.
Right. And we didn't tell you, did we? So it was a good surprise.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Bad secrets are secrets adults or grown-ups ask you to keep that don't make you feel good. So maybe they hurt you and they say, don't tell anyone or I'll hurt you back. Hurt you more. Things like that. That's not a good secret. That's when you need to tell someone. Okay? Do you have any questions about private parts or your body? No? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that there are okay touches and not okay touches?
No.
So an okay touch, here's an okay touch. Right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
What's another touch that you like? That's good. Yes, that's another good touch. What's another one that is okay? Boop, we boop noses sometimes, don't we? You have to be easy with that, don't you? What if someone pulls your hair? Is that okay or not okay? Not okay. What if someone hits you? Not okay. What if someone touches private parts? Is that okay or not okay?
Not okay.
Not okay. So what happens if somebody does an unsafe or not okay touch? What do you do? What if someone pulls your hair? What do you do?
Saying, not nice.
Not nice and no, stop. Right?
Yeah.
And if they touch private parts, it's the same. No, stop. And then what do you do after that? Who do you tell?
The teacher.
You can tell the teacher. Who else can you tell if somebody breaks the body safety rule and does a not okay touch? Who can you tell?
Rhonda.
Miss Rhonda at Sunday school? Yeah? Who else could you tell?
Grandpa and Grandma.
Yeah? Who lives here that you could tell?
Hazel.
Hazel? What about a grown-up that lives here that you could tell?
Me.
Yes, you could tell Mommy, you could tell Daddy.
Yeah,
right?
but he's not feeling.
I know. And it's Mommy and Daddy's job to keep you safe, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that you are safe.